The International Criminal Court has an open case against her. She was imprisoned in her own country for 7 years. Now, Simone Gbagbo is going home.
The old pages have been turned. To my supporters, get ready for a new page. We are going forward and we won't stop. Thank you.
Simone Gbagbo, the former wife of the imprisoned president, receiving a hero's welcome. Ivory Coast was divided by bloody conflict twice in the 21st century, first by coup and civil war, and again after a disputed election in 2010. Over 5 months, Human Rights Watch says 3,000 civilians were killed and more than 150 women were raped. Laurent Gbagbo refused to cede power, holding it from a bunker in the capital. Alassane Ouattara's forces, backed by the French military and supported by UN peacekeepers, arrested him. Gbagbo is now in detention in The Hague. It was during this struggle that his then wife, Simone Gbagbo, is alleged to have coordinated atrocities, ordering retaliatory violence and rapes against political enemies and guiding attacks toward residential areas. In defiance of the International Criminal Court, Ivory Coast's new leader, Alassane Ouattara, said the country would try her case on its own soil in 2015. Simone Gbagbo was sentenced to 20 years in prison, but was granted amnesty after just 3, along with 800 other people, including her party's former Minister of Defense.
It's not entirely a surprise. It's been an issue that a lot of political actors, a lot of prominent actors in Côte d'Ivoire had been talking about for a while now, right? We also saw the EU in a report that they released recently also kind of putting pressure on Ouattara to do this. So it's not entirely a surprise that it's coming now.
Ivory Coast has become one of Africa's fastest growing economies, and Alassane Ouattara won re-election in 2015. But critics say that above all, he is not doing enough to heal the country's wounds.
The amnesty law, every time we use it, the victims are not consulted. They aren't warned. No one has been asked for their perspective. You can imagine the trauma. Is there law or justice? This is not normal.
After 7 years of investigation by an independent committee in Ivory Coast, only 60 people have been called to face justice for war crimes. Human rights groups continue to criticize the lack of progress, while victims await answers that may never come. Colin Baker, Al Jazeera.